should be sponsored by Mountain Dew.
Okay.
I mean, it's like my, you know, vice in life.
Drug of choice.
Yeah, basically. I need to go to Mountain Dew Anonymous meetings. Hey guys, welcome back to Gimpys Gal Guesses. I don't even remember what number we're on, but this one is special. Before we get into it, I do want to say this is a used game, but he won it in a group. It's called Pay It Forward. It's a group on Facebook. It's really a cool group. I believe there's some strict, like you can't just join the group, or you can just join the group, but it's basically this way to kind of exchange games. So like if you get a game and you play through your game, and it's a way that you can try new games and you pay it forward. So if you win, which he did, you have so long to put up another game of equal or greater value, and it just keeps it going like that. And it's a really cool group, and he won this one on there. He did tell me that this one was going to be special to him, and to see if I could figure out why it was special. I took a sneak peek at the box when it got here because he said the game that I told you about is here, and I looked at it, and it didn't take long for me to figure out why this is going to be special to him. So today's is what is it, by Nuts Publishing, and it's like Nuts Publishing, and it's called Phantom Fury Tactical Solitaire War Game, and it says Iraq, November 9th, 2004, the second battle for Fallujah. Obviously, I know why this is important to him. I'm not sure if he was there for that, but it took place in the place where he was wounded, and this obviously took place before he was wounded, but he was there in 2000 and in 2005. No, 2003 and 2005. Sorry, we weren't in there in 2000. He was there 2003 and 2005, so he was there right before and right after this date. So obviously I know that that's why this is a very close to home game for him. So it obviously says it's a solitaire war game. This is the front of the box, and I might go through this one just a tad quicker than usual because we have something a little bit different that we're going to be doing. So we're going to be filming again after this, and I don't want to be up all night. So this one may be a bit shorter than any of my other Gimpys Gal's guesses, but it looks like it's not as detailed of a game. Like there doesn't seem to be as many contents to this game as like some of my previous games. So let me open the box. So this one is used. On that Pay It Forward group, you can get new games or used games. The whole point of it is that if you win, you have something like 48 hours or something to put up a game of equal or greater value. It was funny. Real quick side story for April Fools. He showed me this post where this guy had won something, and in his post, his game to pay it forward was Monopoly. What was the exact version of Monopoly? It was some war, battle, something Monopoly, but it was a Monopoly game. And the guy, one of the admins in the group, was like, just so upset, like, how could you even think that this was an okay post? Like, you know how we stand. Like, if you win a game in this group, you know what is equal to or greater than that. Like, you know what warrants certain games. Like, some are greater value than others. And so everyone was just blasting this guy. How could you put up Monopoly? Well, it turns out that the admins and this guy were in on, like, it was a joke. It was a setup. And they got everyone because I was defending the poor guy who posted the Monopoly game as his Pay It Forward game, saying, well, maybe he really doesn't know. Maybe he really thought that that was a good game. And Nate's like, no, you should know better than that. And so it was funny. But that's just a little side story about that group and how they operate. Let me pop this contents out so you can get all kinds of stuff. But it's a really cool group. If you haven't checked it out, I definitely recommend it. It's on Facebook. I think it's just called, what is it, just Pay It Forward?
Wargamer.
It's called Pay It Forward Wargamer.
I'll put it in the description.
He'll put it in the description. Okay. So on the back of the box here we have Iraq, November 9th, 2004, the second battle for Fallujah. I'm assuming that is the date when the second battle for Fallujah happened. It says the solitaire game simulates a tactical skill, the combat waged. So this is another historically based one that looks like. Components, we have 85 by 8 and 120 half-inch counters, 124 by 32 map, one player aid, a rules booklet, and one 10-sided die. So it seems a little bit, not necessarily simpler, but there's less content. Like there's not so many maps and so many counters as there have been in some of the previous games. On the complexity scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like it's a 4.5 out of 10. So kind of right in the middle. It doesn't say a time frame, like how long a gameplay would be for this, so that I'm not sure, but that, again, that was the back of the box. So we have the rule booklet, which my kind of rule booklet, it's not very like thick. There's only, what, how many pages? There's only like 15 pages in this. Perfect. So I'm not going to do the rule book. We kind of scrapped that because my first couple of videos was just me like reading through it, which kind of defeated the purpose of guessing. So we're not doing that. But this is what the rule booklet looks like. So obviously it has like your table of contents and then introduction, components. I'm just kind of flipping through to see. Assault phase. So yeah, it looks like it's just kind of a step-by-step. It is a solitaire game, so I haven't seen anything to indicate if there's like a what's it called, like an auto run side that like is run by the cards or something. But anyway, this is the rule booklet, and then we had one player aid, which I'm assuming that's what this is. It doesn't say, but I'm assuming because it said on the contents that there was one, yeah, player aid. So it has to be this because that's the rule booklet, and then this is the map, and then the counters. So this has to be the player aid. So game sequence, it just has like, you know, step by step of how you play, and then you have different tables to dictate different things. There's a dice, so I know that the dice obviously control something. There aren't cards, like, so that's definitely not an aspect of it, but I don't know. Let's look at the map. Here's the map, or the game board, or whatever it's called. It's pretty massive, not as big as some we've seen, but I'll try not to bend it in the wrong direction this time. Look very carefully and slowly fold it, though. See? Oh, sorry if I hit the mic there. We folded it correctly this time, but it looks like it is, if I'm right, Fallujah is like a city, right? So yeah, so this looks like, this is Fallujah. So there's like buildings and stuff and numbers and things that mean nothing to me, but I'm sure for my husband, which I'm assuming he's going to do a playthrough of this, it'll be very much like take him straight back to there. I'm sure there's certain places on here that he could tell you stories about.
It's a topographical picture of the city.
Yeah, it's a topographical, that's what I was meaning when I was saying like this is it. Like it's not like a cartoon, like this is the actual picture of Fallujah from the top. So like the buildings and stuff are exactly how they are, or were, I'm sure, when he was there. So I don't know exactly from this and from the rule book and the counters. I mean, I guess it's just a solitary war game, a war. Why am I not speaking properly? A solitary war game. You're just trying to, battle for Fallujah. You're trying to take Fallujah. I'm assuming that's what it is. Here is the 10-sided die that comes with it. And then the counter, since this was used, they were already punched. So I don't know if this tray comes with the original game or not, or it may have been a separate purchase, but you can find these little trays at game stores or on Amazon. So I'm just going to show you some of the counters. Some of them are really tiny. This one says VP plus XX. And then on the back it says the same thing with a minus. You could probably zoom in on that. Well, you could. We have rubble, something locations, and location something rubble. These ones are really, really tiny. You're probably not going to be able to see like much of anything on those. But he might can zoom in on them when I'm done and just give you an overview. These are definitely in Arabic, so I don't know what that says, but this says no insurgents event. So that to me means that the enemies, no, insurgents are, yeah, the bad guys. So they don't do anything. But I don't know what this side says. If it says the same thing in Arabic, I don't know. But that is another counter. So I'm trying to kind of piece it together from the counters, and I'm really not. See, this says Phantom Fury. So I don't know if this is what this means, but obviously it's called Phantom Fury for a reason. I guess you're supposed to make it through without being detected, maybe? I don't know. This one looks like some type of weapon or attack. It says +2. There's nothing on the back of it, so I think this has to do with some type of attack or something. And then we do have some guys. We have Marines, which I don't know if they're actually Marines. They are Marines. Okay, so that's why it's more special too, because he is a Marine and these are Marines. So these have like, what's that thing that goes on their shoulder? It's a torpedo? Is that what that is? What's the thing they shoot off of their shoulder?
Rocket?
A rocket. I was saying torpedo. A rocket. These counters have Marines holding a rocket launcher on their shoulder. So there's those. There's a few of those. Then we have some more Marine. This one is, it says pinned and fired. And then there's like numbers. I don't know what that means, but they're just like, looks like they're just kind of moving through the city or something. So I'm assuming you're moving these guys. And then we also have the martyrs. That's what this one says. These look like, yeah, and guerrillas. So you have the enemy pieces as well. So you're just trying to take Fallujah back. I didn't see scenarios, so I don't know if there's multiple scenarios. Usually there are in these kinds of things, but since this is based on like an actual event that happened recently that he was like a part of, I don't know how it's run. But I mean, from what I've seen without reading the rule book, I really think that it's just a solitary war game where you're trying to take back Fallujah. That's it. I don't know the specifics of how you move and like where you start and how you move through. I'm assuming the dice has a lot to do with that. And then there were tables on the player aid card, so that probably roll, and then it tells you different events that can happen. And you're just trying to avoid the enemy, and then if you encounter them, you're trying to defeat them. That is my guess. So I know this wasn't a very long one. I'm gonna go ahead, after I'm finished, I'll have him kind of zoom in on these so you can see them a little bit closer up, since they were already punched and so tiny, so you can get a good look at them. I'll lay one of each of them out. But yeah, that was my guess of Phantom Fury. I don't think there really was, like I said, a lot to guess for that. But it's nothing, like, I'm not saying this is not a good game or anything. It's just, it doesn't have as much as some of the other games. Like, some games have had like this, a rule book, and it's a little easier to comprehend. Some it's just like 5 rule books and 10 maps, and it's so much to put together. But this one seemed relatively straightforward as to what it is. So again, it's called Phantom Fury Tactical Solitaire War Game, specifically Iraq, November 9th, 2004, the second battle for Fallujah. I'm going to show you this map again because I just, it's crazy to look at this because I know my husband's been there, and it's like the actual, what did you call it? Topographical? No, is that a word?
Yeah.
Yeah. Map of it. So like this. So like he's walked these streets and been there, and so I'm sure that this game will definitely mean a lot to him, and he'll have some memories, and it'll be a very cool game for him to be able to play. So I'm sure he's glad that he won this one. I know he was really excited when he won this one on Pay It Forward. So that was my guess. Again, it's just like a solitary war game. It's just exactly what it says on the box. You're trying to win the second battle for Fallujah. And like I said, there's Marines, and then there's martyrs and guerrillas for the other side, and then different little ones, which I'll show you here in a second. And I believe that's it. That's a pretty straightforward game. Definitely check it out. Again, it's by Nuts Publishing. And yeah, we will be doing some cool new stuff coming up. And just sorry. Hopefully we will see a lot of you at the WBCs next month. Be sure to like and subscribe to see more of my husband, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.